people are still dogpiling into the asset class? Are there people that are saying, I'm going back into buying office now because I believe people are coming back, or the returns are too low, or where are we at in the general capital flow into industrial?
I think that the key word you said is into industrial. I think people are getting fatigue on the big box space just because returns and cap rates are getting in the 3s, 4s now. So you're seeing a heavy push into the small bay space and the mid bay space. We've been doing it for 7 years. Nobody wanted to touch the small bay or mid bay, but now returns are still there. So it is full speed ahead that they're shying away from some of the big box stuff and really now pushed into the mid bay and the small bay. And it's everybody from Blackstone all the way down that's trying to come into our small bay space. So it's full speed ahead, 100% into the small bay space and mid bay space, which is nice since we finally have some wins in our back. But it's also people trying to figure out how to take a position, and they realize they need an operator platform to do that. So a lot of the big institutional capital players like a Blackstone or like BlackRock or some of the big PGM or some of the big pension funds that are really pushed in the space, Goldman, JP Morgan, all these groups are trying to figure out how to get into the small bay space, and they need to team up with an operator. They need to find somebody like us with 100 people and 12 offices to really go and execute on the space. And so we're getting 10x the sort of the push and the absorption of people looking to come into our space that we haven't seen since we started the business.
Too management intensive. You've probably heard people say that 1,000 times, right? That's one thing that's kept people out of that space forever.
And that's gone out the door now. I think as people have leaned into student housing, as people have leaned into the mini storage space, as people have moved into single family residence where they thought it was too management intensive, the money will find yield, and it will then figure out how to eliminate risk of management and how much intensive management. So I think they've now seen with us definitely in the space, and we've had great returns, and then a few people trying to get into the space and deliver good returns. It's not the product type that's the risky piece, it's the operator, just like it is in student housing, just like it is in single family homes. You can go take a position, but if you don't have the team and the processes and procedures to handle the transactional volume that it takes both to roll leases over and to roll spaces over, that's where you get caught. So don't blame the product, blame the operator for not being able to do a good job.